Thanks for watching Blitz. I'm Brian Carter here at White County High School with Lady Warriors head coach Jarvis Davenport. Coach, appreciate the opportunity you have for me to come out here and talk about your team a little bit.
Well, thanks for taking time to come see us.
Absolutely, and this is a great time right now. You're on a 6-game win streak. A lot of things going well for you going into your regular season finale. Is it fair to say that right now you feel like your team might be peaking at the right time?
Well, first of all, I know we had won 6 in a row. We try to win one game every night, so we try to go 1-0. And the second thing is we haven't had our whole team together due to injuries and COVID all year. So we're just now kind of getting to know ourselves and kind of getting a rhythm.
Want to go back to the beginning of the season. You know, off the bat, it didn't start quite the way that most on the outside would perceive. Like for you, I know it's more than just about wins and losses in the non-region play. But when you start out 1-6, you know, a lot of people were like, "Hey, what's going on there at White County?" Because we know they're a better team than that. But what did you tell your girls during that stretch to kind of get to where we're at now?
Well, we really just focused on trying to do things the right way. We had a lot of people who were playing out of position in different positions that they don't normally play. And it was just a way for us to build some depth also. You know, we have a lot of girls on our bench. People always make fun of us, but, you know, sometimes you never know who's going to make a play so you can win a game. So, you know, we just talked about, you know, the process, and we want to end better than we started. And, you know, not worry about what your record is right now. I mean, last year we started out slow. And people thought the same thing, and then, you know, we reeled off like 10 or 11 in a row, and then people were like, "Oh, y'all are great again." We're always good. Just got to know what's going on. So.
I like what you said. There's a process, and I also like that you didn't even know you were on a 6-game win streak. So more than likely, you probably know, or maybe you don't, but y'all are, you know, ranked number 8 right now in the state polls, and I know that's a lot of hype around the program, and it is what it is. It's a good thing to get that recognition, but I know that you probably make sure that this team stays grounded. But how do you tell it? You know, what do you tell these girls, or do you even have to tell them at all to keep their head down?
Well, they wanted respect earlier in the year because, you know, we came off a good year last year. We made the Sweet 16, and we had a good team coming back, and we had good chemistry and a good nucleus, and they felt like, you know, they were kind of disrespected early when they weren't ranked at all. And then, of course, we got off to 1-6 because we had injuries and people out with COVID and stuff like that. So, you know, it all kind of snowballed at one time. But once again, trust the process. You want to end better than you start. And so we just kind of plugged along right there, and then we got ranked, and, you know, that's all well and good, but the final ranking is the one that matters the most. It's not the ones that happen in the middle of the year. You can be number 1 in the middle of the year and then 17 at the end, and that's not any good. So
and I will say that all the great programs I've covered had almost verbatim the same thing right there. It's all about the final ranking. But you mentioned the roster a while ago, and that's been really fun to watch because you lost some talented players from last year's group, and we knew bringing back Daisha and also Maddie that you had your key playmakers there. But it's been fun to see the girls step up, like Macy Shelna and Caitlin Gailey, and names that from the outside we weren't as familiar with. But what's that like, having that kind of nucleus on the team where you have the great leadership, senior leaders, but then you also have the young up-and-comers?
Well, it's just fun because those youngsters, they watch those seniors, and you know, they see the seniors get in trouble sometimes, and I get on to them, and they're like, "Man, you know, if he'll get on to the senior, he'll get on to me, so I better straighten up and follow them." And, but they set a good example. I don't have to do much to them. I mean, they're seasoned, and, you know, this 4 years for them, so they're trying to end with a good note, and you know, we just kind of feed off each other. That's what I told them when I first got here. You know, programs, they start from a spot and then they build, or they start there and they die. And I don't want to die. I want to build. So that's why our roster is always big, so we can have somebody coming back next year.
That's always the exciting part, and I can see that trajectory continue for you. It's just no matter who you lose, it's just next man up, so to speak. But you mentioned ending on a good note. What is that for y'all? Or were there goals that you set out for this team to accomplish coming off the Sweet 16 season that you wanted to do this year as related to the region and state tournament that's coming?
Well, we always have, you know, 3 goals. We want to win any Christmas tournament that we go to. We didn't get to go to one this year, you know, for various reasons. And then we want to try to win region, which is still out there and it's an option. And then we want to go into the state and try to get to the state championship game and win it. So, you know, when I was at my other school, East Hall, you know, we had processes where we would get to a certain point and we'd always lose, and we have to keep tweaking things. And kids have to work a little bit harder on their skills and stuff. And then we got over the hump, and it was like, once we got over the hump, everybody wanted to stay over there. You go from the hunter to the hunted. And that's a big difference. So we're kind of in that stage right now. We're still kind of hunting. You know, people know about us. People, you know, respect us, but you know, we need to do a couple big things for them to really know who we are. And I think these girls can get that job done.
I couldn't say any better. I feel like there's good things ahead. Y'all are just getting started. But thank you so much again for your time. Really appreciate it, Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks.